Do you ever lie awake at 2 a.m. with a hot cup of guilt stew, stewing in the stench of your last online shopping binge? Like, you just impulse bought a pair of bamboo socks because they were eco-friendly and 50% off. But your bank account is screaming in lowercase. That was me, 1 year ago, standing in my kitchen, barefoot, wearing an oversized Buy Less, Choose Well t-shirt that I ironically panic bought from a sustainable influencer's merch drop. I had 3,014 in my savings account, one half-used lipstick I was trying to pawn off as minimalist chic, and a deep, persistent spiritual rash called existential dread. But here's the kicker. I wasn't lazy. I was exhausted. I was burnt out, broke, and broken up with the idea that financial success had to come at the cost of either my soul or the planet. So I decided to do something radical, not join a cult, not sell feet pics, not become a professional hammock tester for eco-resorts in Bali. I decided to manifest 10K in side income while saving the planet. And no, I didn't end up face first in a crystal shop with a suspicious debit card charge. I got intentional, strategic, and just weird enough to keep things interesting. Let me walk you through exactly how I did it. Get your oat milk ready. It's about to get green and slightly unhinged. Manifestation that actually works. Here's a dirty little secret. Most manifestation advice is 90% vibes, 10% action, and 100% setting you up for disappointment. So let's reframe it. Real manifestation? It's pairing clear intention with micro-actions. It's visualizing your future self and making a spreadsheet that doesn't require a therapy session to open. Here's what I did. I created a vision board. But instead of magazine clippings and vague affirmations, I printed screenshots of ESG investment platforms, notes on passive income streams, and a photo of a smiling version of me holding a tiny plant and a very large check. I started a daily ritual. 5 minutes in the morning, whispering to my reflection like a financially competent woodland witch. I am a wealthy woman who doesn't destroy coral reefs with her portfolio. I stopped saying I'm broke and started saying I'm building. Sounds silly. Works like magic. Turns out your brain is a little gossip who believes whatever you tell it. I also set some very specific intentions, not vague things like more money or financial freedom, but things like, I want to earn $833 a month in passive income by the end of the year through ethical platforms that align with my values. I said it out loud like a lunatic in the mirror. I wrote it down like a secret code in my planner. I even made a Canva graphic about it because I'm nothing if not aggressively millennial. But intention is just part one. Now came the thrilling adventure of actually doing something. Finding side hustles that don't suck. Let me be honest, I tried a lot of things that absolutely bombed, like when I tried to resell thrifted clothes, but had an existential crisis every time I touched polyester. Or the time I created a podcast called Zero Waste But Emotionally Cluttered and recorded 2 episodes before spiraling. Then, like a gift from the algorithmic gods, I stumbled upon 3 magical streams that were low investment, high alignment, eco-affiliate marketing. I started a tiny microblog and posted my brutally honest reviews of sustainable products. No greenwashing, just facts, and a little sass. I only promoted things I actually used and liked. Money started to trickle in, like a modest stream flowing through the mossy banks of passive income. Digital products. I created Notion templates for green living and sustainable budgeting. The first one flopped. The second one? Let's just say people love aesthetically organized checklists. It was like I had unlocked a secret nerdy club of people who organize their values with tabs. Print-on-demand merch. If you've never designed a tote bag that says, "Compost your capitalism," and watched someone in Berlin buy it, you haven't truly lived. This was my passive-aggressive love letter to capitalism. Make it work for me, not the other way around. By month 3, I was bringing in $500 a month. Not yacht money. But definitely, I can afford groceries without anxiety heartburn money. And because I'm not a monster, I tracked everything: revenue, expenses, emotional turbulence, wins, fails. A graph that showed my Etsy sales, and another graph that showed how much coffee I drank. Spoiler, a lot. The blueprint to 10K. Okay, let's break this down. Because nobody tells you how the sausage gets made, and in this case, the sausage is metaphorical and sustainably sourced. Months, no 1 to 2, validation phase. I tested offers, threw spaghetti at the eco-wall, watched what stuck, started posting 3x a week on Instagram and TikTok. Engagement was low, but my mom liked all my posts. That counts for morale. And SEO. Okay, not SEO. I joined communities. Facebook groups full of women whispering about passive income and Etsy sales. I lurked. I asked questions. I watched free webinars that were 95% fluff and 5% gold nuggets. But those 5% changed everything. Months, 3 to 6, build plus automate. I treated this like a part-time job. Scheduled my content, batch filmed short videos, learned how SEO actually works. Spoiler, it involves crying. I grew my email list to 200 subscribers. 2 of them even emailed back. I added a digital product upsell and created automated email funnels like a very underqualified tech CEO. Months, 6 to 12, scale with intention. By now, I knew what worked. So I stopped chasing trends and started scaling my evergreen products. Reinvested earnings into better design tools. Outsourced my worst nightmare, Pinterest pin creation. My revenue climbed to over $1,000 a month. It wasn't wild, it was stable. And stability? That's hot. Around month 11, I crossed the 10K total mark. Quietly. No balloons. No champagne. Just me, a houseplant, and a smug Spotify playlist titled Financially Thriving. I had built a money machine that didn't make me feel like I needed to shower after using it. A machine that ran on spreadsheets, sarcasm, and secondhand Canva templates. Habits that build wealth and sanity. Here's the tea. You can make all the money you want, but if you're still living in chaos, spending like a caffeinated raccoon at a convenience store, it's not going to stick. Wealth without structure is just an expensive meltdown waiting to happen. So I created rituals, systems, mini moments of financially motivated mindfulness that grounded me more than any meditation app ever could. Money Mondays were sacred. Every Monday, I brewed a dramatic cup of rooibos tea, put on my Girl Boss spreadsheet mode playlist, and reviewed every transaction like a tax auditor with a vengeance. I checked income streams, expenses, savings progress, and scheduled my automatic investments. It was like therapy, but cheaper and more honest. Eco check-ins became a weekly practice. I'd ask myself, did I live according to my values this week? Was that $18 wooden phone stand a need or just a particularly aesthetic capitalist fever dream? Sometimes I scored a 10. Other weeks, I was a soft 4 with too many delivery boxes. Sustainable investing wasn't glamorous. No day trading, no stock tips from crypto bros in neon lighting. Just 15% of my income, silently, politely invested into ESG ETFs and green mutual funds. They sat there, grew, judged me less than my ex. That's stability. Digital boundaries saved my mental health. I stopped checking my Etsy analytics at 2 a.m. I muted accounts that made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. I rejected shady collaborations from brands who thought putting a leaf in their logo made them eco. No, Brenda, your polyester leggings aren't carbon neutral because you planted 1 tree in 2019. These habits didn't just help my finances. They helped me feel like I had a sense of control in a world that often feels like it's on fire. because it is. But at least my portfolio wasn't adding fuel to it. Lessons from my first green 10K day. Here's what they don't tell you about hitting your first 10K in side income. You expect fireworks, but what you get is peace. Real, deep, unbothered peace. There wasn't a marching band. No one gave me a trophy. My mom still doesn't really understand what I do. But I looked at my bank statement and felt something new. Not panic, not confusion, just, oh, this is possible. Here are the biggest takeaways I had from building that first 5-figure stream. Your values matter. When your money aligns with what you care about, you don't burn out as fast. You don't resent the hustle. It feels like activism in direct deposit form. There is no perfect idea. My 10K didn't come from one flawless product. It came from 5 half-messy ideas that slowly improved over time. Perfection is where good ideas go to die. People pay for honesty. My biggest sellers weren't the prettiest. They were the ones with the most real, useful, no BS messaging. In a world of filters and greenwashed marketing, authenticity is the new luxury. You will outgrow some income streams. That tote bag line, it was fun. It made money. But after a while, it felt off-brand. So I let it go, like a princess of capitalism with a conscience. Real talk, burnout, shame, and rebooting. Let's be real for a second. Even with a mission, I still had breakdowns. The burnout didn't disappear just because I was selling eco spreadsheets. The guilt didn't vanish when I made my first $1,000. There were weeks when I was tired, when I felt like a fraud, when I compared myself to that girl on TikTok who apparently made 50K selling digital stickers, and I wondered if I'd wasted my life. In those moments, I didn't pivot. I paused. I reconnected to my why. I pulled out my old journal, where I'd scribbled a frantic entry. I just want to make money and not hate myself or the earth. Turns out, that's still the dream, still the mission, still the vibe. Guided manifestation moment. You didn't think I'd let you off without a little guided weirdness, did you? Buckle up. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Now let it out like you're exhaling every capitalist microaggression you absorbed this week. Close your eyes. Picture your dream bank balance. No shame, just facts. See it in your head. Now picture yourself on a Sunday morning, laptop open, analytics dashboard showing a sale while you water your plants. The sun is pouring in. Your hair looks weirdly good. You didn't even try. Say this out loud, or in your head if you're at the MRT station. I make money with ease and integrity. My income supports the world I want to live in. I grow my wealth like I grow my greens, slow, steady, and pesticide-free. Now open your eyes, look around. You're already in motion. Final wrap-up. Your green print awaits. Let's review. I manifested 10K not by wishing on an ethically sourced star, but by getting brutally honest about my habits and values, taking small, repeatable action, refusing to choose between money and meaning. If you've made it this far, first, congratulations. You officially have the attention span of a monk. Second, this is your sign. Start. Now. Not next month. Not when the Mercury is in retro whatever. Now. The world doesn't need more influencers. It needs more informed creators, more value-driven earners, more you. Hit subscribe, leave a comment with your first eco-income idea, and check the links below for all the juicy templates and tools I used. Because here's the real flex. We're not just manifesting wealth. We're building a future where success and sustainability live together in a beautiful, compostable, tiny house. Stay weird. Stay wealthy. Stay just self-aware enough to be dangerous. And hey, if today's episode gave your mindset a little upgrade, Don't forget to tap that subscribe button so you don't miss tomorrow's dose of magic. Yeah, and maybe set a reminder, or just binge the next one right now. Yay! It's right there on the screen. Go on, click it. Your future self says thanks.